Good morning, y'all. Welcome to Coffee with Connect. We get together every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 9:30 in the morning to have our coffee and go through a passage in God's Word together. So thanks for jumping on and joining me here. Today's mug is really just my cup. I didn't grab another mug for today, and so I'm just using my cup, which I use all day. My custom Connect Church tumbler that I love and always have with me, as you probably notice if you watched any of our services or you've been to any of our services. So yeah, we're going to be looking at a passage here in the book of Psalms 63, verses 1 through 8. And as we do, pray, read, think, write, do. And so I hope that you've prayed. I hope that you've asked the Lord to show you something here as we use this method of pray, read, think, write, do to study God's Word. And so let's see what we've got today. Psalm 63, 1 through 8 says, "You, God, are my God. Earnestly I seek you. I thirst for you. My whole being longs for you. In a dry and parched land where there is no water, I've seen you in the sanctuary and beheld your power and your glory. Because your love is better than life, my lips will glorify you. I will praise you as long as I live, and in your name I will lift up my hands. I will be fully satisfied as with the riches of foods. With singing lips my mouth will praise you. On my bed I remember you. I think of you through the watches of the night. Because you are my help, I sing in the shadow of your wings. I cling to you. Your right hand upholds me." This past Tuesday we talked about music and maybe what songs speak to you and how God uses those things. And this is obviously it's another psalm, but it's a song lyric is also another way to think of it, and it's encouraging, and it's also instructional. And the psalmist here talks about his need for God's help, so it's also a prayer. And this is very much a prayer, but it's a time of personal worship also. And I hope that these times can be that as well. As I'm thinking about this here, I hope these moments can be that for you. The psalmist, he's having a private moment with God. And he's remembering that God's in control. We need to do that now, don't we? We need to take a step back. I know we talked about that a lot, and we will continue to talk about that, but sometimes it's good to just take a breath, and breathe, and slow down for a minute, and remember that God is in control. Contemplating the fact that he's our provider, our protector. Private moments with God put things into perspective. They really do. So what's God saying to you through this? As you read this psalm, maybe again, having a private moment with God, having those specifically throughout the week can really help. And so what's your action step for this? I'm kind of getting to that already. So I'm talking about the right, but pray, read, think, write, do. Do you have a habit of private prayer? Is it maybe a meeting on your calendar? I know I've had to kind of do that and make it a meeting on my calendar. Jesus did. He had specific, intentional, private moments of prayer. He would regularly find time to make that happen because it was important to him. It was usually early in the morning because that's when he could get away by himself. But to have those moments, those intimate moments with God, to worship and seek wisdom and just submit to the will of the Father and just listen and hear what he has for you. Even in this time, we can get so busy and our minds can just go and not stop. But Jesus even approached God as an individual, and above and beyond the corporate times of worship where we get together and worship, whether you're watching online or whether you're attending church in person. Those are great, when we gather in those public times with others. But what about your one-on-one time with God? This makes me think about that as I read through this, and it really makes me look at my one-on-one time with God and how important that is. And if you're having a hard time coming up with an answer for that, in terms of when was maybe the last time that you had that, And what does your one-on-one time with God look like? If you're having a hard time answering that question, start seeking it. That's your action step. Find that time. Make that time happen. Prioritize it. It's going to make a difference. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for jumping on here and sharing some time together with me as we connect to Christ, community, purpose, and God's Word over coffee together. See you next time.